as long as I can remember myself, I've always been a person on the road. You know, sitting in one place and living a stable life, that was never something for me. Jumping, climbing, diving, drawing, flying, I was always in for it all. And that's when I discovered my passion for traveling. You see, while also traveling around, I came up with these 5 important lessons that I'd like to share with you all. So, first things first, when you come out of the country, you come face to face with various situations and different people. And with different people comes different perspectives. So it was last year when I was in Portugal, attending a training program. And I met this guy from Armenia in there. Now you see, I'm from Azerbaijan and Armenia are in a really bad relationship. We grew up reading in history books how they captured our lands and killed innocent people. I grew up with hate towards people I have never even met in real life. So when he wanted to start a conversation with me, I felt really weird and I didn't know how to react and how to handle the situation. But then I thought to myself, why don't I give him a chance? I mean, the guy is clearly trying. And I did. He turned out to be a very interesting companion with funny stories. You see, as the conversation evolved, I realized, for a while, for so long, I've been looking at the same picture from one angle, and after so many years, I started to look at it from a different angle that I have never even thought of. You see, at the moment, I realized the importance of having my own line of thought and not getting influenced by what others have to say. You see, nobody has an objective experience of reality because we all analyze it individually. And without even realizing it himself, he changed my whole perspective. And it wasn't just about that single matter. It changed my whole perspective, and he taught me kind of to respect others also. And moving on, next up is Sintra, a city of Wonderland, I'd call it. So it was back when me and my friends planned this whole trip to Sintra, and just when we had everything ready, we were just waiting to get our visas. I was the only one who got the visa, they didn't. I was ready to cancel everything and not go, but then I thought to myself, why should I? I mean, I've worked on this so hard. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. Why should I stop now? So just to be clear, when I was little, I made this long list of castles from all over the world that I wanted to visit. And this Pena castle that is in Sintra was one of them. So I decided to go alone. It was my first time traveling alone, and it was really scary in the beginning, but you know, when I got there, climbed to the top, and I said to myself, I did it. I did it. At that moment, I understood the importance of having a dream and setting a goal, because the satisfaction and the sense of accomplishment you get is just undescribable. You see, I didn't let that inconvenience stop me from achieving my dream. In fact, I proved to myself that dreams do come true. You just need to work hard enough for it. You see, it also gave me motivation and sense of purpose to move on. I was also way more confident in myself after this experience. I thought I could do and achieve anything I put on my mind. You see, what you get from achieving your goals isn't as important as what you become from achieving them. So be persistent about your goals. Now, let's go back in time a little bit. It was when I was in 10th grade, I attended this summer school in Barcelona. And apart from the classes and excursions, we would have these workshops where the older groups, us, would interact with the juniors. At the time, I wasn't really good with kids. I didn't know how to handle them, or I didn't really like them, you could say. But during these workshops, I had the chance to kind of connect with them. You know, just doing their nails, braiding their hair, doing some little origami. I surprisingly came to enjoy my time with them. And you see, after the workshops, their instructor, she approached me and said, Nigar, I saw something in you that I haven't seen in other instructors. I'm like, and what's that? She's like, the kids feel safe next to you. That was a turning point for me. It affected me so much that a year later, me and my friend, we organized a likely summer camp in Azerbaijan. You see, this trip, it didn't just develop the skills I didn't know I had, but it also shook things up and made me go out of my comfort zone. And you see, comfort zone may be a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows in there. And you see, I have little brothers, 3 of them. And at a time, I was having a hard time accepting them, and I would never really interact with them or let them get close to me. But this trip changed a lot of things. You see, now I was kind of even able to interact with them. Now I could understand them. I understood how much they craved my involvement in their life, how much everything I said was so important for them. And I finally came to understand the responsibilities of a big sister I've been avoiding for so long. You see, this little challenge I had, it wasn't of a physical one. It was a moral one, it was a psychological one. And you see, if you never challenge yourself, you won't ever see what you can become and how much you can grow. So don't limit your challenges. Challenge your limits. Now, let's fly to France. That's where I got my passport stolen. So, yes. It was last summer, and I just realized my passport was gone when I was in the airport, leaving. The first thing that came to my mind were the movies where people lose their passports and live the rest of their lives in the airports. And I thought, you know, goodbye friends, family, future career, goodbye life. But you know, things didn't turn out that way. I rushed to the embassy of Azerbaijan and they helped me a huge deal. But the documentation, the process would take a while, so I had to spend some more days in there. But I was running out of money, my friends were already gone, and I was in a foreign country all alone. So the consul working in there, he offered me to stay at his house. Well, I was really hesitant in the beginning, but it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. You see, in just short period of time, I got so close with him and his wife that I wished I could stay there for even more. And you see, the moral of it is, everything happens for a reason. There's always a reason for the things to go the way they're going. Always a reason you lose some people. Always a reason you meet some new people. Because, you see, every soul you meet along your journey, they put a really important imprint on your lives. And just when you think that you made the wrong turn, you may end up in the right place. And I was in the right place. Just when I thought my life was done for it, I met people I can call a family now. You see, when life puts you in a full circle, pay attention. Think from the bright side and just try to get the best of it. And do remember that everything does happen for a reason. So just live it, love it, and learn from it. So, last stop is Norway. I learned the most important lesson in there, which is to get in touch with myself. You see, it was back when I had just graduated my high school, and I was having big trouble with my physical and also my mental health. I was having trouble with my family, also the stress of waiting for the replies from universities. Everything just, piled up, and I wasn't feeling like myself. I went to see the professional, and after a conversation, she said, Nigar, you're struggling with major depressive disorder. It was like a punch in the face. I never saw that coming. You see, at first I tried hiding it from my family and my friends, but it got to the point where it got out of my control. The panic attacks, the breaking down, the blacking out. I didn't have control over my own body. I wasn't feeling like myself. I was so angry with myself. I was feeling so detached from myself that I can't even describe it. And at the time, me, my mom, and my sister, we decided to do this trip to Latvia, Sweden, and Norway. So the last stop was Norway. And in Norway, we did a lot of camping, road trips, ate a lot of old food, slept in the tents in freezing weather. But it wasn't just when we decided to climb the mountain, Wonderland. You see, the climb, it lasted for more than 2 hours or something. I was really exhausted when we reached. When I climbed up to the peak and I saw the view, I was astonished. I was just numbed. You see, the Wonderland mountain, it feels like it is carved out with a knife. So 10,000 years ago, a glacier melted in there, and like the pressure from the ice, it cut open the mountain. But you know what? After that incident, this mountain was named one of the most spectacular viewing points on the world. And that made me think, maybe it's time for my glacier to melt. You see, the big moments in our lives are made up by the little decisions we make. I didn't make a big decision to get sick, but I did make a little decision when I let that get over me. I made another little decision when I gave up on myself. Another little decision when I let that sad consume me. You see, when the level of sad is coming, I believe it's up to us to let it in or let it go. It was my job to fall madly in love with the life that I've been given. I was so concentrated, so fixated on the negative that I forgot about what I owned. I forgot the support I had from my dad, the kisses I got from my mom, the time spent with my siblings, and the food, the water, the education I had. There were so many things to be thankful for, and I just forgot about it all. But this trip, it made me come back to sense. When I came back home, I was kind of feeling like myself again. I was now able to open up to people, and I was finally ready to get help. You see, in the end, all these uncomfortable plane seats, sleeping in the airport, a bunch of new friends, bunch of new food, lack of money, all this stuff, and most importantly, the experiences made me the person I am today. The traveling, it made me go from a socially isolated pessimist with poor family ties to an enthusiastic, life-loving, determined young woman who just wants to find her own place in this world and connect with the people in it. You see, it made me realize the importance of living life of an adventure, getting out of my comfort zone, living the moment, trusting my instincts, and going with that gut feeling I have. I allowed people, places, things to unfold me, and now I have a clear understanding of who I am what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And if you want to create a better life, rebuild yourself. And if you want to rebuild yourself, think about yourself first. I believe no matter what age you are, it's never too late just to press stop and go on an adventure. And never forget, the further you travel, the closer you will get to yourself. Thank you.